What's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom 1. You know what you got to do. Rate, comment, subscribe. Do not forget to hit the notification bell so it'll let you know when my next video or live stream goes down. Alright. Without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Kind of wanted to touch on this, and I've been on this campaign of what I feel what the Golden State Warriors, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant is ultimately going to do. And Andre Iguodala pretty much stated that in this recent interview. And basically, he feels fully confident that the Golden State Warriors are going to go back to the NBA Finals. Now, you know, it's not the fact that he's cocky, and it's not the fact that he's basing it on his previous experiences with the team, how they always manage to get to the finals, Western Conference Finals. It's a simple fact of he understands decisions that Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant are going to be making this upcoming NBA free agency. And I've been stating this all along that ultimately Kevin Durant is going to return back to the Golden State Warriors because that's where his bread is buttered. You know, he knows that he understands the organization. The organization backs him, and he supports the organization. Now, a lot of people, Ramona Shelburne at ESPN also feels like it's a possibility that he will, walk because of the simple fact of how he he torn his Achilles based on the information the Golden State Warriors physicians have told him that there's no way in where he can damage it any further by returning back on the court, and then he ruptured his Achilles. But if people want to utilize that information and state that, that's the prime reason why he's going to lead the Golden State Warriors, because the Golden State Warriors told him something and he doesn't trust the Golden State Warriors organization, just rushing them to the court. His own physician even co-signed what the physicians at the Golden State Warriors organization informed Kevin Durant. Now, I feel like this is more so, the reason why I come to this conclusion is twofold. One, he's injured, so he's going to be out for a year, okay? Everybody can sign him to the max or close to the max, all right? And I don't think money is the primary issue why Kevin Durant wants to join a team. But he's going to have to go to a team that's probably not going to see Kevin Durant for the foreseeable future. Earliest people are determining is maybe in the playoffs, all right? So just think about it. If he signs with the Knicks and the Knicks get Kyrie Irving, I just don't think Kyrie Irving and whatever's left on the Knicks roster is going to get them to the playoffs. They're going to struggle. Kyrie Irving is a dynamic player, but at the same time, Kyrie Irving couldn't really make it with the Boston Celtics, and their roster is a lot better than if he goes to the Knicks. So he's going to have to join a team that already has pieces in place where he can skip the whole year and possibly return in the playoffs. So there's not too many teams in the NBA that's going to be able to fit his salary and will allow him to just sit out for a year and then they're still going to make the playoffs. The Warriors, I feel like, is the only team capable of doing that. Two, Klay Thompson, the way how they're determining this, he's probably going to be back after the All-Star break. The way how they're determining this. So what's left on the Golden State Warriors roster is Steph Curry and Draymond Green. It's just going to have, as well as Andre Iguodala, as well as the other cast, is going to have to hold it down until they at least get Clay back. And I feel like there's enough pieces on the Golden State roster, well, they can keep their heads above water. Cook has shown that he's a go-to player that can instantly give them 20 to 30 points. If he has enough playing time, he's going to get plenty of playing time since Klay Thompson's going to be out until the All-Star break. All right? So that's why I feel like he's ultimately going to choose to go to State Warriors. One, he's going to have to go to a team that's going to stay consistent, keep their heads above water to make it to the playoffs. And there's not too many teams that's going to be able to do that. Particularly if we talk about the Brooklyn Nets, the New York Knicks. I feel like those teams, that's the reason why they want Kevin Durant, to get them to the promised land. Okay. And two, I really do feel Kevin Durant has, I feel like Kevin Durant, really do appreciate what the organization has done. The GM, the owner, they have backed Kevin Durant 1,000% in this. And they also have the money to max out all these players and pay the luxury tax. And they're saying the luxury tax is going, if they max out all these players, the luxury tax is going to be in the billion mark, which that's just a rough estimate. Nobody can say that's how much the taxes are going to be. But I feel like that's the only organization that's willing to pay the luxury tax just to satisfy and max out all the players, including Draymond. And, even though I have been saying on this channel that I feel like Draymond Green's going to be the odd man out if he wants a max deal. He's going to have to take a home discount deal in order to stay with the Golden State Warriors. But I feel like they're going to max him out as well because, he's been their soldier, so to say, for the Golden State Warriors. He's pretty much been the tough man for the Golden State Warriors. So that's why I feel like ultimately Kevin Durant is going to stay with the Golden State Warriors. If this happens, free agency is going to be turned upside down, because now Kevin Durant is off the board. Klay Thompson has always been off the board. Now a lot of teams are going to pay a little bit more to get I think JJ I forgot his name. JJ Redick, he's going to get a lot of money this upcoming NBA free agency. A lot of teams are going to overpay for his services. If the Rockets can free up enough cap space, they would love to have him with the Rockets. The Lakers will pay a little bit more just to have a shooter. Klay Thompson, Kyrie Irving's, where people said, oh well, him pairing up with Kevin Durant to Brooklyn or the Knicks, those scenarios are going to be over with if Kevin Durant stays with Golden State, because now you already see, you have seen from several teams from their press releases that they will, they're not really in a strong demand for Kyrie Irving. He's not their primary option. Okay. And, even the Lakers have cooled down on that theory. Brooklyn Nets have recently said the only, they really are looking for two max players. And, if you read the T lines, it's Kevin Durant, and then second is Kyrie Irving. And if they can't get Kevin Durant, they're moving on to plan B, which is keep the players that they already have. Okay. Not Russell Westbrook, but I forgot, you know, anyway, uh, he was traded to the Lakers to now the Brooklyn Nets. Forgot his name. Sorry about that. But, you know, he has been, other than the incident at the airport, I feel like the Brooklyn Nets is ready to give him a max contract and just simply build around him. And, you know, that goes, I mean, the Lakers had him. They drafted him, okay? And now when they traded him to the Brooklyn Nets, now the Lakers want to bid for him. You already had him in your camp, you know, and you know, Magic traded him because he got Alonzo Ball. So you know, now there's possibilities of him returning to La La Land. You know, I feel like he's been with Brooklyn. He's been with Brooklyn for some time now, and you know, the Brooklyn Nets organization has been very supportive of him. So I don't see a scenario of him signing to the Lakers. You know, if the Lakers had a little bit more money, I can see the possibility because they can max him out. Okay, but you know, with them, you know, trading for Anthony Davis, you know, they only have like 26 million to play around with, you know. And in order to get a max contract, they're going to have to somehow free up another 4 to 5 million. And the only way they're going to be able to do that if Anthony Davis turns down a kicker in his contract where he can, you know, get he can get an additional $5 million if he gets traded. And Anthony Davis said, no, thanks, but no thanks. He's not going to turn that down. You know, why would you turn free money down? So a lot of people saying that, well, the Lakers screwed up, but really with that 26 million, they can, you know, build, you know, have some other players there. They clearly need a supporting cast. You know, the players that are left on the roster on the starting lineup, like Kyle Kuzma, I'm not sure about him. He's sometimes up and down. You really don't know what you're going to get out of him. All right. So he hasn't been really consistent. So you can't just say, okay, well, we got Kyle Kuzma. He can help out LeBron and Anthony Davis. If worst case scenario, LeBron gets injured again, and worst case scenario, Anthony Davis is out of the lineup, which Anthony Davis has been out of the lineup with the New Orleans Pelicans, you know, every season. So I don't expect nothing to change. He's going to be in and out of the lineup with the Los Angeles Lakers. So that's why there is talk about them signing another big man. All right. So, I mean, they don't have any, they're going to have to utilize that money and really be careful on who they sign this upcoming. I think they're going to be, if they can probably get a B grade type player and a bunch of C's and maybe a D. They're going to have to really be careful on who they're signing. I think they're out of the Jimmy Butler sweepstakes because he's going to get a max contract. JJ Redick, they're possibly in it, but there are other teams that can pay him a little bit more. And I think JJ Redick is looking for if he's not, he wants a max deal. He's not going to give you the hometown discount. You know, so you're going, shooters are going to be a premium in this free agency period. And those are going to be the players that are going to offer, they're going to be offered the most, get the most money. And when they're off the table and they've been signed, then you talk about these other position players. I think Tobias Harris is going to have a rude awakening this free agency because when it's all said and done and when everybody picks up, you know, like I said, the shooters are this is a premium market for shooters. And, you know, he's going to find out that not a lot of teams are going to give him a max contract. Okay, so in all likelihood, he'll probably stay with the Philadelphia 76ers. All right. Jimmy Butler, and a lot of people sings his praises, that he comes from the old school, cut from that cloth. He's a two-way player. But the one thing about I have issues with Jimmy Butler because of not his talent, but how he meshes and builds chemistry with his other teammates. And he had issues with this with Chicago, the Timberwolves, and some aspects the Philadelphia 76ers. That's a wrinkle that you're going to have to deal with. Okay, so I think Boogie Cousins is going to get some serious money. The Laker. I mean, I think when it's all said and done, the Knicks, the Brooklyn Nets, a lot of people that's done freed up a bunch of cap space, they're going to have to end up signing somebody. I think Boogie Cousins has proven enough that he's a max player. Now, there are some rumors out there that he's thinking about going back to Golden State, signing another 1-year contract, a team-friendly type contract to try to finish what they started. There is some inklings and rumors that he could do that, but I feel like Boogie Cousins is chasing a max contract versus chasing a chip. Okay, teams like the Brooklyn Nets and the Knicks, when it's all said and done, and Kawhi and Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson is off the market, they're going to focus their energy on other players. And I think out of all the big men, I feel like Boogie is probably going to get a max contract. And but like I said, this is the market of shooters. This is the market of players who can spread the court, who can shoot in any area at any position. This is the market for players that can play multiple positions. Okay, because people are still under the premise of you have to have a lot of shooters on your squad if you want to make it to the NBA Finals. And the Raptors, to me, they were a team that they had a lot of two-way players that can play multiple positions and defend multiple positions. I think the Raptors' defense is what won them that chip, not so much of their scoring output. Okay, but people are still under the belief that you need a lot of shooters. So to piggyback earlier what I said in the live stream, Andre Iguodala feels fully confident that the Golden State Warriors are going to get back to the finals because he knows something that we don't know. I think they're going to get the old band back. I feel like Kevin Durant is ultimately going to re-sign with the Golden State Warriors because out of all the teams in the NBA, that's the one team where he can be maxed out and sit out for a year and return in the postseason. And the Golden State Warriors have the pieces where they can just play through the regular season. They may not get the number 1 seed, but I feel like they have enough talent there to get the 3rd or 4th seed. And if they really want to push it, I can see them getting the 2nd seed. Okay, so that's all I got for today. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom 1. I am out. Deuces.